We used to look up and wonder at our place in the stars, says Matthew McConaughey's space pilot Cooper, the protagonist of Interstellar. Now we look down and worry about our place in the dirt. Cooper is a man out of time. Born in a drab near future of narrowed horizons, he trained for a mission to space that he never got to fly. He's resigned himself to eking out a living from the Earth's exhausted soil. What saddens him most is that his children can hope for nothing more. Cooper is told that he's part of a caretaker generation, enduring the blight, an agricultural pestilence that is ruining the planet's crops. But Cooper comes to learn that things are much worse than the authorities are letting on. The remnants of Earth's scientific community have given up hope of reversing the blight, and Cooper's children and everyone else on the planet will either starve or suffocate. We weren't meant to save the planet, reveals Michael Caine's Professor Brand, one of the Earth's last astrophysicists. We were meant to leave it. With Interstellar, Nolan produced a commentary on our current moment, with our climate in transition, our politics insular and divisive and alarming, and our sense of diminished possibilities. His opening shot is of a model space shuttle on a bookshelf, half buried by the dust that is fouling the planet. The movie is telling us that we are in danger of losing a piece of ourselves. And so Nolan seeks to rekindle the reverie for reaching beyond ourselves, of which space travel was once the great example. From his prior work, we know that Nolan is one of contemporary cinema's most skilled exponents of the startling image, of the impossibility of scale and shape and light that blasts across the screen. And yet in Interstellar, we see him wrestling with the knowledge that this is not enough, that the sometimes chilly quality of his direction and the Byzantine nature of his stories might combine disastrously with the freezing cold depths of outer space. He knew that his cinematic venture off-planet might be judged to produce something that was simultaneously epic and antiseptic. And so at the heart of Interstellar, Nolan placed an intimate story of family and loss, and so surprised perhaps even himself with the movie's resulting gyrations between bitterness and deep love in the relationship between Cooper and his daughter Murph. Early in the movie, Cooper and Murph figure out the strange, even supernatural clues that point towards a secret last mission to leave Earth in search of a new home. It's clear that Cooper, an excellent pilot, must go on this mission, and as a result will miss most of his daughter's life. Murph's pleading insistence that she's read the clues again and that they instead point towards the necessity of her father to stay with her looms large over everything that follows. The search for a new home will be dangerous. It's not like looking for a new condo, says Anne Hathaway's Amelia Brand. Years later, lost deep in space, Cooper receives a store of messages from home. He craves some connection with his daughter, who is now an adult, but she is full of bitterness and abandonment, and Cooper's face collapses at this realization of their profound estrangement. When Nolan approached Hans Zimmer, with whom he has formed our era's defining partnership between director and composer, he lied to Zimmer about the nature of the movie, fearing that the composer would get swept up in the bombast that often accompanies science fiction. Nolan told Zimmer that he wanted a score for a brief fable about a father and his child, and only when Zimmer had come up with the movie's main theme did Nolan reveal the true plot and scope of Interstellar. Zimmer had much of the score recorded on the massive pipe organ at London's Temple Church. Nolan loved this use of the organ because it lent the music an air of religiosity. Interstellar is not directly a movie about faith, Nolan has said, but religion signifies for humanity that which is beyond ourselves, that for which we may reach but never fully grasp. And in that sense, faith suffuses this text. Nolan had told stories of time and perception and danger before, and in one sense, Interstellar is just another variation on these recurring themes of his. Yet he had not, before this movie, touched so raw an emotional nerve, nor had he achieved so tight a bond amongst the component parts of his craft, the spectacular image, the score, and the inner emotional lives of his characters.